We start our countdown of the top 10 with a team who was ranked number 10 in our preseason show last year. However, it ended up barely finishing 500 and battled the injury bug throughout the season. The good news is Knox Central have Matthew Barger back playing wide receiver and not quarterback. The Panthers are our number 10 team. Last year, Matthew Barger had to play quarterback because Knox Central lacked one, and anyone who has watched Barger play QB knows that's not a natural position for one of the top wide receivers in the state.
I thought me putting him back there was kind of a waste, just because I can't throw it. So I'm a lot better wide receiver. I'm not a very good quarterback.
It was a hard decision. I really struggled with it when we actually did do it. It was one of those things where we tried every way not to have him at quarterback, just because he's such a dynamic athlete to have in other positions on the football field. He makes you guard the entire field. A sigh of relief now for the Panthers this season as sophomore Jackson Stewart transfers from Corbin to take over the quarterback position at Knox.
I'm very excited, obviously. You know, what better thing can you ask for your senior year to play the spots you want to play?
Even with Barger back, the Panthers will be without senior linebacker Hayden Kennedy due to 2 labrum tears. Kennedy is a defensive captain who led the team in tackles with 162 last season.
I mean, it's rough. I mean, you can't lead in tackler. That's always going to be rough, losing him. But, I mean, it's terrible to see somebody with that type of ability for the sport of football, you know, to go down like that.
The goal for this season is clear-cut, as it has been since football started at the school.
To win the first district title, I mean, it's been, I don't think we've won one.
If they want to do that, there's a common theme to accomplish their goal.
Being consistent.
Probably just consistency. We've got to finish.
Every play you got to be consistent.
You know, some games we may not start out as strong and end strong, or vice versa, but we've got to just learn to maintain that intensity throughout a whole ball game. And that's one reason I think that our kids have worked so hard in the off season, just try to get themselves in shape and just try to have that mentality that they're going to keep high intensity the whole time they're out there on the field.
All right, a disappointing 2013 season for the Panthers, finishing just 6-5 overall and suffering a first-round loss in the Class 4A state playoffs at home to Mercer County. It's season number 4 from former Mr. Football Scotty Russell as head coach of Knox Central, where he is 22-11 in his career. If the Panthers are to improve upon last season's record, they will have to do so battling through an extremely difficult schedule. Home games in Barberville versus Harlan County, district opponent Russell County, and the Corbin Redhounds, and a few tough road games as well against Bell County and district opponents Clay County, and in Mount Vernon against Rockcastle County.
Last season, Hazard saw its run of 6 straight Class A Region 4 championships come to an end with a 21-7 loss to Williamsburg.
We're just looking forward, hopefully, to getting a chance to play them again.
It's a big motivation, makes us want to become stronger and faster and bigger.
The Bulldogs will definitely be bigger and stronger, especially up front, where a senior-dominated line will look to set the tone for the offense.
Everything starts up front, and you know, every play, something's got to happen up there, and those guys have been in the trenches. It's not like they're trying to gain experience. They're experienced players, and you know, it's that we're hoping that makes for a good year for us.
We're a real close group. We hang out all the time. We're always doing something with each other. If it's going over plays or just hanging out, we're always together.
Like, what I like is we're a big family. Like, we all get along. We're just close together.
An offense that will feature bruising tailback Brandon Jones, who is back for one more season.
Well, he's just so gifted athletically. You know, he's a big, strong kid. He's the strongest kid probably ever walked the hallways down there at Hazard. And you know, his leadership role starts in the weight room. That's what he did all off season.
Our offense is going to be pretty good this year too. We got Brandon. We got a lot more running backs running the ball. We got a lot of receivers receiving the ball, so it's going to be a good year.
Juwan, Cade, they're in there getting reps, like getting better, helping me out so I don't get tired, keep me off the field.
Also returning in the backfield is sophomore quarterback Tanner Morgan, who tossed 25 touchdowns last season against only 10 interceptions.
He had a great year as a freshman. You know, I think his touchdown to interception ratio was great. He threw for over 2,500 yards as a freshman. You know, this year he stepped into more of a leadership role with the way he's working.
But in order for this team to reach its potential, the defense must answer some questions.
We're just getting better every day on covering, like deep routes, short route. We're coming up well on short routes. I think our defensive back will be really strong this year.
Kind of a new secondary in there. We have some players that are experienced, but some of which didn't play the whole season. They just got reps in. That's one area that we need to work on. The linebackers are kind of new. We had all senior linebackers last year, and now we got some other seniors who've stepped up to be linebackers, so I'm sure that they'll fill the shoes.
Right now we're playing as a unit, playing as one. We go to everybody rush to the ball. We got 7, 8 guys to the ball every play.
And if it can do that, this team could be special.
It could be one of the best hazard teams that's came through.
I want them to remember us. I want to be a team that sticks out and everybody thinks. I want them to think about us.
As the Bulldogs aim to make it back to Bowling Green for the first time since winning the Class A state championship in 2011. The 2013 season ended in heartbreak for the Prestonsburg Black Cats, losing at home in the region final to Somerset.
It's everything. I hate that feeling just thinking about it.
It plays into it a whole lot because we got a little old saying, you know, you keep doing what you're doing, you keep getting what you've been getting. So, you know, we have to turn up the heat a little bit if we were to get back in that game again to not have the disappointment we had.
The run was impressive considering the question marks on offense entering the season, question marks that are not present in 2014.
You know, it's going to be a lot better this year from last year because, you know, they're going to be experienced and we're going to have a lot more guys, you know, ready to play.
Well, it definitely helps our confidence because we don't have as many question marks as you said with who's going to play here, who's going to play what. We know who our playmakers are and we're going to stick with them.
And it all starts with the quarterback, where Jared Jarrell returns for his senior season.
Rarely disappoints you the way he plays. You know, he's got to be accounted for as far as scrambling, but he always finds a way to make plays. But
it makes it interesting, it really does. But he's good at what he does, so we just let him do it.
As if wearing the Prestonsburg uniform is not pressure enough to perform on the field, this team has a little more added pressure.
We've been told since we were little that this is going to be the team that wins the state championship, and that's just a lot of motivation for us.
But longtime head coach John DeRosset knows this team, or any team, cannot achieve anything without effort and hard work.
But if they list everybody, pat them on the back, and this is your year, if that were the case, I'd be at home laying by the pool, and this would be our year. But you got to practice. I like our chances.
You know, we want to do things here that's never been done. You know, no one's ever won a state championship here, and that'd be great to, you know, be the first team.
We can't let it not happen. It'll be disappointing if it doesn't, but these are my boys. We got to go out and try. It's what we've always dreamed of. It's what this town's always dreamed of. It's one of the biggest things I've ever dreamed of that we could ever have.
And this team also understands what it will take to reach its goal.
Just don't take plays off. You need to make tackles, make smart decisions.
You know, just play every play, not take a play off. You know, make the plays when they're there.
DeRosset again has his team playing a gauntlet of a schedule, and it kicks off Friday, August 22nd on the road at Pikeville. To call Harlan County's season-ending loss to Madison Southern in the second round of the Class 5A state playoffs a tough pill to swallow would be an understatement.
Disgust. There's so many things that we could have done different. We could have came out on top. Just, it cuts deep.
Hurt. Didn't want to lose. What you could have done to prevent from losing. Maybe you could have ran harder at practice, went harder, paid attention, little stuff like that.
And this year's team will not let that happen again.
We just need to stay together. Last year we kind of fell apart towards the end. We need to stay together as a team, play every down, every play as a team, really emphasize staying together as a team.
We can't get tore up about off the field stuff. We had a lot of problems last year. We got to be focused on football this year and focused on school.
If the Black Bears are to make a deep run into the playoffs this season, they will need to do so without the playmaking abilities of Scotty Bailey, Zach Chitwood, Trayvon Long, and Carson Whitehead.
It's going to have to be a group because I don't think we have anybody right now on the team that can step in and fill his shoes at this time. You've got to find somebody that's got to play his position, but then you've got to surround everybody with each other and have team unity, and I feel like that's going to be the strongest point of our football team.
Everybody's fast. You know, usually you've got a couple that are fast and everything, but we're all fast.
But one area the coaching staff will not need to be concerned with is the offensive line.
I honestly think this is one of the more talented, big offensive lines that we've had.
So, you know, we're going to average probably about 265 across the front line with a lot of senior leadership on the front line.
Well, with new people stepping in, especially at quarterback and running back and stuff, it really emphasizes us up front to, you know, be perfect, you know, try to strive for perfection every game.
You start to learn the system as you go on during the season, so I think once we, you know, get towards the end, everybody's going to be, you know, hard and ready and, you know, ready to meet any challenge that's given to us head on.
And then, of course, there's that famous filthy animal defense.
It's a very disciplined defense that every player on the team must have discipline, and they do that. And so I don't see no reason why our defense can't continue as being filthy animals on the field.
Harlan County admits it may struggle early, but with the schedule the Black Bears will play this season, listen for them to roar come playoff time in November.
Our number 4 team is as consistent as they get in Eastern Kentucky. Last year was the first time the program lost more than 4 games since the year 2000, but with a slew of talent returning, Bell County is likely to be right back where it's used to being. 3 straight seasons with the exact same ending.
Yeah, I watched it once and it made me sick. You know, we've got to get over that hump to beat Louisville Central. I mean, they've won Class 3A several years. You know, last year Wayne County, a team in our district, was able to upset them and then go on and get to the state finals, a team out of our district. But we know that that's the team we're going to have to work through.
Once again, the Bell County Bobcats fell in the Class 3A playoffs to the Louisville Central Yellow Jackets, ending their season. This senior class once reimbursed.
I want to get revenge, and I don't want to let it happen again. I want to have the longest season of my life this year, and my goal is to win a state championship like everybody else should be.
17 starters come back from last year's team, including Justin Green, who had 120 tackles last year. But Wayne Mills thinks field position is crucial to this year's defensive success. That's why he'll rely on senior kicker Dylan Cox.
You know, we forget sometimes how important that is here. I think in the mountain, special teams are something that's kind of neglected a little bit, and we take them serious at our place, and we know that's a third of the game.
We got a lot of guys coming back. We didn't really lose much from last year. Coach Mills has had us since freshman year, so that's going to help us a lot. You know, he came our freshman year, and we're the first class that he's got to put all the way through.
2008 is the last time Bell County called itself a state champion. Many think this is the next team to win one. One thing for sure, it believes it can be.
We've looked good so far, I think, and our goal is to win a state championship. I feel like we've got a good chance to do that, and we have a lot of talented guys who work hard.
I mean, nobody puts more pressure than I put on myself. I mean, everybody wants to win. Bell County wants to win. The community wants to win. That's why we coach. You know, I welcome those expectations. I mean, you know, when the season rolls around, if you're not wanting to win a regional championship or play for a state championship, to me, it's just no fun.
Isn't it for every team? You know, I mean, I wouldn't play this game if I knew I was going to lose every game. I'm going out every time I put my pads on. I'm going out and looking for a win, no matter who we're facing.
There's only 4 regular season games up on Log Mountain this year. However, the Bobcats can potentially host 4 more in the postseason, and that's one more thing Bobcat fans can root for in 2014. So here we go. The Bell County Bobcats actually opened the season in the Volunteer State against South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, but that is just one of several huge road games for the Bobcats this season. They only play 4 home games this year. The Cats are at county rival Middlesboro on September 12th, at Corbin on October 17th, and at Harlan County on Halloween night. Key games Home games, that is, include Whitley County, Knox Central, and last year's Class 3A state runner-up Wayne County. Head coach Wayne Mills is entering his 4th season on Log Mountain, a solid 28-10 record with Bell County. But as discussed, Mills and the Cats will look this season to get past the Yellow Jackets of Louisville Central should the two teams meet in the postseason.
Checking in at number 3, the Johnson Central Golden Eagles have faced the same demise the last few seasons by those pesky Northern Kentucky teams. This season, the Eagles have young talent in the backfield, but they still expect a deep playoff run and finally getting over the Northern Kentucky hump. 6 straight Johnson Central seasons ended by 2 Northern Kentucky powerhouses. An undefeated 2013 regular season paved the way for the Golden Eagles to steal a victory on their home turf against Covcath in the playoffs. But the Colonels had other plans.
Well, it was last year, Covcath. We thought we had them, and we thought it would be the year that we really made a push at it, but we fell short once again, and I just don't want to do that again.
Looking to this season, even though JC lost most of their running attack, they always find a way to reload and have a new quarterback under center, junior Bryce Workman.
Most of the time we run the ball a lot, but this year we have a quarterback that actually throw the ball up, and we can actually get out there more. And we have quick people that can actually get out to the ball.
I think it's going to take a lot of hard work, dedication on the field. Last year we put in a lot of hard work, but we just came up short. This year we lost a lot, but we got a lot of young talent coming back, and we just got to put in the work.
With the loss of their entire starting backfield known for its power run game, the Eagles are trading in the power for speed.
We're going to have a lot of young players. We'll have 1 or 2 in the backfield that just have some sort of experience at the varsity level, and I mean, I just think it's going to be a lot of speed.
Fast, athletic. We lost a lot of strong guys last year, but we're still returning a lot of quick, fast guys who can get out and open and make plays.
The Eagles are 11-1 in district play in the last 3 seasons and look to continue that success into this season.
The state championship begins with your district games. We've been very fortunate the last couple years to be able to win our district by a large margin.
Fortunate is an understatement. Last season, JC outscored its district opponents 224-31.
I mean, we just take it one district game at a time, try to gain what knowledge and experience we can, and this year every ounce of experience gained will be needed.
With a state championship on their mind, the same old question comes up.
And is this the year that we're going to beat the Northern Kentucky teams? And I think that's become the standard question here in our community.
And their answer?
Go hard 100% of the time, hard work, dedication, and it will pay off in the end.
Johnson Central has the potential to welcome in those teams to their home turf during playoff time for a 7th consecutive meeting. The Eagles have the same hopes to have a successful go undefeated in the regular season this year, but they have a tougher road ahead. They hit the road to Baxter to take on Harlan County and district opponent Rowan County. They face non-district opponent Belfry at home this year after an impressive 54-28 win over the Class 3A state champions in Pond Creek. But the district game head coach Jim Matney and the Eagles have circled on their calendars is on October 24th, where they welcome in Quentin Baker and the Ashland Blazer Tomcats. And of course, they're always preparing for those Northern Kentucky teams waiting for them in the postseason. 4 straight trips to the 3A state championship game, 3 ended in heartbreak and disappointment, and 1 in complete jubilation. The reigning 3A state champion Belfry Pirates come in at number 2 in our Mountain Top 10. The Pirates outlasted the Wayne County Cardinals in the frigid temperatures last season in Bowling Green in a thrilling 3-0 victory. Belfry looks to reload to get back to BG for the repeat. For Belfry, the 4th time's the charm. The Pirates with state championship appearances in 2010, 11, and 12 before finally ending the season on top in 2013.
Oh, it was amazing, you know, because we finally got what we'd worked so hard for. You know, we worked hard in the previous years too, but, you know, to actually achieve, you know, the goal and get there, and it was just an amazing feeling.
We just knew what was on the line, what we was playing for.
we only had one game left and we gave it our all.
Belfry's success has helped develop their hard-nosed reputation known statewide. Looking to this season, while the Pirates lost their starting quarterback, top 2 rushers, and top tackler on defense, they are still hungry to build on their success.
Oh, it's going to be really hard to fill that void, and it'll take more than me and the core. We'll just have to work together, and soon enough we'll bond.
We got a lot of young kids coming up. We got some adjustments that we think we might try, and that may or may not work. You know, we don't know. We got 3 or 4 guys working a quarterback, and we'll see how it shakes out. You know, we think we've got some pretty talented kids that'll be able to step in and do some things. But
while they may be young, Belfry always finds a way to right the ship come district playoff time.
Our strength is that we're hardworking. You know, we work as hard as we can, and we have a great, you know, coaching staff, and we all are taught, you know, good morals and work ethic.
I like playing for Coach O because he likes for us to come together as a family, treat each other like brothers.
we were hungry last year, having 3 tries down there and then coming up short each time. But our philosophy really hasn't changed from what we do every year. And I think that allows us to kind of focus on what we want to do. And that's just, we come out and we want to get a little better each day, try to improve on every facet, you know, of the game, but not get in a big rush to do it. Just kind of take our time, and hopefully by mid-October we'll start coming around.
Step by step, one game at a time, Belfry wants to get back to Bowling Green. The Pirates looking to mirror the success of last season, going 14-1. Their only loss suffered to Johnson Central. Head coach Philip Haywood entering his 31st season in Pond Creek. Coach Haywood is currently the winningest high school football coach in Kentucky with 304 wins. The Pirates welcome in Henry Clay to their field for their first game of the season in the Pike County Bowl. Harlan County and Pike Central will also travel to face the Pirates at the CAM. They hit the road to play Pikeville District foe Lawrence County, and on Friday, October 1st, Johnson Central.
Now to the #1 team in the mountains. No matter what happens this season, we do know this. Its head coach will rock a cowboy hat on the sidelines. It will throw a lot of passes. It will play a nationally televised game on ESPNU, and it will close out its regular season with a rematch of last year's Class 5A state title game. Pulaski County will have the pressure of repeating the success it had last season. An unscathed 14-0 season came to an end in the Class 5A state title game for Pulaski County last year, getting wiped out by Bowling Green 49-14.
He stresses this to us that it's history, ancient history. He says a lot.
That is as ancient history as the very first team that ever played. So it's a brand new team, brand new season.
Fast forward 8 months later, and the Maroons have almost everybody back on offense, including a near 3,000-yard passer in Riley Hall, a receiving duo that caught 23 touchdowns, and a 1,000-yard rusher in Caleb Cox. They also get tight end Mason Helton back. Experience and chemistry won't be a problem, on or off the field.
We all went to Steak and Shake one day, and as a team, 9 guys, we ordered over 58 steak patties, and Caleb Cox himself ate a burger that was 10 patties high. And he ate it under 5 minutes. I couldn't believe it.
Despite the talent he will have to work with, John Hines deflects all pressure for this year.
I heard Dale Earnhardt one time in an interview asked if he ever had a plan to win all those championships and all those races, and what was his plan, 5-year, 10-year plan. And he laughed. He said, I never had a plan. The only thing on my mind was how am I going to win that race this weekend? And that's the way we operate.
But there's no question Pulaski County is one of the favorites. We talked offense, but what about the other side of the ball? The Maroons say they are fast on the defensive front.
And we're not the biggest guys on the field, but the speed is where we're, strong, because like the offensive line, don't matter how good you are, it's like you're going to have to be fast to stop us, because we'll hit the gaps fast.
The regular season starts with Corbin and then ends with Bowling Green. Yes, a rematch of last year's title game on Halloween night.
It's going to be crazy. This place is going to be packed, I think. Halloween night, it's going to be wild.
It'll be a challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it, and that's the reason why we want to schedule, is to redeem ourselves and hopefully come out with a victory.
So the regular season ends with Bowling Green at home, but Pulaski County wants the postseason to end in Bowling Green, with more points on the scoreboard than the other team this time. All right, head coach Johnny Hines and his team will begin the 2014 season the same way they ended the 2013 regular season. #1 in the Mountain Top 10. The Maroons coming off a 14-1 season, a runner-up finish in Class 5A. Hines is entering his 16th season with Pulaski County with a record of 104-74. Some big games on the Maroons schedule this season. Home games against city rival Somerset, a district game versus South Laurel, and a regular season finale versus Bowling Green on Halloween night. Road games include trips to North Laurel Southwestern and a primetime game on ESPNU at Madison Southern on October 10th. The Maroons beating the Eagles twice last season, once at home and once on the road. Here it is, the final